Good morning, boys and girls. I hope all of you had a restful and some fun on your holiday break. I wanted to start off with some review math this morning because I know we haven't been in school for a while. So I am going to go over your assignments and then you can begin them on your own. I wanted to start off after your morning work, of course. It says an equivalent fraction rule because I wanted to see if your brains actually remember how to make an equivalent fraction. Okay, so this one says Margot says the value of a fraction does not change if you do the same thing to the numerator and denominator. She says that she added 2 to the numerator and the denominator in 1/4 and got 3/6. So according to this girl, she says that therefore 1/4 equals 3/6. So notice she had her original fraction of 1/4. And this girl said, well, if I add 2 to the numerator and 2 to the denominator, well, that would give her 3/6. So I want to know, when you're tackling this problem, how can you tell or show Margot that she is wrong? That is not how you make equivalent fractions. So I want you to either show me how she could have found an equivalent fraction or tell me using a sentence or two what she did incorrectly and how you would have done it differently. Okay? Your next activity, it's going to take, it's the 3 pieces of paper. Anywho, you're going to cut out all of these fractions and you're going to shuffle them. There'll be 36 of them in total, okay? And what you'll need to do is you are going to make 18 pairs. And what you're going to do is you're going to be finding, I found 2 of them, you're going to be finding equivalent fractions. Now, I don't want you focusing on what's shaded because that's not really that reliable sometimes. So what I'd like you to do is figure out the rule, okay? So what was done to the numerator to get this numerator and what was done to this numerator to get this denominator, denominator. So for instance, times 2, yep, that gave you 8. Well, what you do to the top, you do to the bottom. So these 2 are equal. So you can either tape them on plain white paper. If you want, you can tape or glue them on the back of today's math worksheets, your morning work worksheets. But don't lose it and staple it to this packet. So you're going to have 18 pairs and you're going to need to really spread them out so that you can locate the match, okay? Each card will have 1 match. So 36 cards, that will give you 18 pairs, okay? So this was activity 1. Activity 2 is the matching. Activity 3, this should take you no time at all. Okay, you are filling in the missing digit. So let me zoom in here. Okay, 1/2 equals blank fourths. Okay, so 2 times what gave you 4? So you're going to say 2 times 2. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So 1 times 2 is 2. So just sometimes you're filling in the numerator and sometimes you're filling in the denominator. But as long as you remember the strategy of what you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator, and it has to be the same digit, you will do very well. The last assignment that's a must-do for today is this equivalent fraction maze. And I would urge you to use a pencil. No one should be using pen anyway. Complete the maze below by coloring in all of the fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. And so I know it says color, but just think shade in with your pencil, okay? And it's a maze, and you need fractions that are equal to 1/2. So remember, when we have fractions that are 1/2, the numerator will always be half of the denominator. So I'm not going to tell you how many you're shading in. That's for you to decide. So your strategy will be you'll shade in one and look around the ones that you shaded. So this one touches diagonal, diagonal. So look at these and then shade in which are equal to 1/2. So you'll do 2/4. Again, which fractions touch the 2/4. And if it's equal to 1/2, you will shade it in. The last assignment is optional. Some of you kids love challenge work. So I wanted to provide you an opportunity that is not Dreambox, that is not an EDM math game, okay? This one is optional. It's identifying equivalent fractions on number lines. So it says, look at point Y on this number line. So you have 0 here and a 1 here, okay? If it's halfway, it's obviously 1/2. In the questions that you'll be answering for number 1, it says, look at the number lines below. You have A, B, C, D, and E. So you have 5 choices. It says circle the number lines that show a point equal to the number represented by Y. So you're going to look at these 5 number lines and you will circle if they are equal to 1/2. Okay, now just to go over, because it's been a while, if you're trying to figure out what fraction this is, you start at 0 and you count how many jumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So these are 11ths. Okay, and to get the numerator, you would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one's 5 11ths. What I would do if I were you, I would write the names of each of the fractions and then circle your answers. For this one, number 2, it says look at point Z on the number line. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are 6th, 1, 2. So this is 2/6. They want you to circle all of the number lines that show something that is equivalent to 2/6. Okay, so again, this last assignment is optional. I encourage you to do it if you have the time. All right, work slowly, work carefully, and make sure you watch this entire video.